So I've just pulled in any random guitar sample and just take a listen to the things you can do in the clip view. So this is how the sample sounds initially. Right, so let's go into the warping area and we'll click on beats and we'll preserve 16th notes going forward once and then go to about 50% here like that. And now let's take a quick listen. As we go down and reduce this number, it starts chopping up quite a bit more. But what I wanted to really show you is how you can really take a loop like this and make some real good stuff out of it. So for example, let's just now select a little range there, press Ctrl L just to loop within the clip. Now let's just move this sort of section around here and keep moving it around. Let's just take this little clip section here and we're going to now right click that and click the melody to new MIDI track. And we'll change the instrument and we'll change that to a drift instrument. Let's bring in a synth pop bass to replace that sound there. And let's take a listen to it now. Just increasing the low pass filter. Now let's listen to the loop together. Now let's arrange them like building blocks into a verse. So the way to do that is to loop the section that you want and then just press Ctrl D and just keep duplicating that. I've duplicated this 4 times. So as you can see here now we've got a 4-bar loop. So what I've done now is I've brought a drum sample loop in there, and the position of the drum sample will determine the sort of sound and feel that you want. So for example, if we put it at the beginning of this bar here, it will sound like this. If we just move this beat up a couple bars, take a listen to the difference now. If we move it up a couple more bars, it will sound really different. And if we start it right at the beginning of the loop position, okay, now the next thing I want to do is I want to go into the drift synth here and click on low pass filter, press A, and we're going to now start automation. Now let's do a little bit more and we're going to put some side chaining in. I'm going to cheat and use a kickstart. Now I can obviously adjust all this, but we're strapped for time a little bit, so let's go ahead. Now I want that filter to be much higher actually, and we'll just move it higher here. We can also automate the resonance. Now we can start doing things like changing the volumes of each track and the panning, so we've got a bit more space and width. We'll do that for every track except for the bass. And now with the final thing we're going to do is on this beat, we're just going to cut some of that beat off here. Press Ctrl C, and we're going to paste some beat at the beginning there. And we're going to really thin this beat out. We're going to go to transients and just thin this out to about 20-ish. Make it a different color so we know it's not the same, it's different. Let's just expand this loop so it goes all the way to the top. So I figured out the song is in G sharp, and I looked through all my samples by typing G sharp here in the search engine. At the top of Live, you can see here that there's lots of sample options, and I've just picked this one here because it sounded a bit disco-y. Let's just hear it by itself. Okay, so I like that little bit at the beginning, so I'm just going to press Ctrl E. I'm going to cut that off. So at the start of every bar, I'm going to add another piece of this sample. Let's bring the sample back in again. Let's just chop this part here up. Let's actually do it this way. Now finally on the track we can bring an RC20 retro color, and I like to use the preset called magnitude. Transition 1 or 2 will do. In fact, let's just use number 1. And we're going to press A here and automate the magnitude. We're just going to start with the magnitude of this being relatively high, but moving very quickly to its resolution, and then slowly maybe at this point here. So now let's just group all of this. Now I'm going to put a reverb audio effect to glue it all together. In fact, let's go one better and add it to a return track. So let's move that delay to a return track, just like that. But we're going to bring in an EQ. EQ8 will do the job. I'm going to cut all that low end off. I know you can do it here, but I just like to see it done here. So we just cut all that low end off. Let's actually look at the frequencies. Well, actually, let's send it all to the group. So that's pretty much it. If you've got any questions about all of the techniques I've showed you, which is quite a lot, please feel free to ask. Thanks and bye.